Can you hear us, Judge?
I can hear you now. I see you've got Mr. Snyder with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have both Mr. Upton and Mr. Kirk with you?
Yes, sir.
Pardon me?
Yes, sir. They're here.
Okay, and Ms. Dow, the applicant?
She should be logged in. We called her and she was logged in.
Do you know what she's under? Would she be under George's iPad?
Would she be under George's iPad?
That would be her, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Michelle, you need to turn the video on though.
Oh, sorry, I'm not used to this.
Bottom left-hand side, there should be a camera
Okay,
icon.
There you go.
thank you.
Got a lot of documents to go through here. Hold on 1 second, the only thing I'm not finding. Did you file a death certificate?
Yes, sir. We filed that. There was a temporary administration in this matter, and that was all filed with that original pleading.
Very good. All right, if I could get all three of you to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in the estate of George Tyler Dow Jr. shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, please proceed, Mr. Hines.
Ms. Dow, we'll start with you. We're here today on the estate of your husband, George Tyler Dow Jr., who passed away September 17, 2022. You and Mr. Dow were married at the time of his death, is that correct?
Yes,
And Mr. Dow never had any children, either with you or his prior marriage, is that correct?
correct.
Okay. And your husband's mother, Kathleen, she predeceased him, but his father is still alive, is that right?
Correct.
And all three of his siblings, specifically Dan, Patricia, and Ann, they're all still living, is that right?
Yes,
Okay. And you're asking that the court appoint you as independent administrator of his estate, and George's father and his siblings, they've all consented to that by signing consent forms. Is that correct?
yes,
And we had sent you previously a draft of the proof of death and other facts. Have you read over that document, and is everything in there true and correct?
yes.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder.
And we'll start with Mr. Kirk. You heard the testimony from Ms. Dow. You agree with everything that she said
Yes.
regarding George's family history.
Yes.
Okay. And we have prepared and provided you with a document named Statement of Facts by a disinterested witness. That document's in front of you. Have you read that document? Is everything there true?
Yes.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
And Mr. Upton, same questions. You heard the testimony from Ms. Dow. Everything that she said regarding family history of George, do you agree with that? Is everything true?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And the document in front of you, the statement of facts, have you read over that document? Is everything there true?
Yes.
That's all we have, Your Honor.
All right, well, thank you so much. If you'll get those proofs e-filed, as soon as we get them through the system, which may take days,
Yeah.
then I will sign the orders And then you'll be able to request your letters.
Okay,
Everything goes well. I thank you, Mr. Kirk and Mr. Up. Thank you for your time today and for appearing here.
Sure, thank you.
Y'all have a great week.
good, we appreciate it.
Uh,
I got it. All right.
hmm.
Mary Jordan.
Oh, Susie.
I'm just gonna let them all in. Looks like Hollywood story.
All right, can everybody hear me?
I can hear you, Judge. It does appear Miss Besselman's having trouble connecting, or can't tell.
Okay, it appears as though Mary Jordan and Judy Moore are connected. You will need to unmute your line, Ms. Moore. And the second disinterested witness is who, Mr. Berlinger?
Yeah, I believe her name is Cindy Besselman.
Yes, she is connecting to audio.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Mr. Dishman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court takes judicial notice of your report. But of course, you may ask any questions you feel led to ask during the testimony of the disinterested witnesses.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, it's my understanding Miss Besselman lives next door to Miss Jordan. Is it? Oh, maybe she's coming in on board. Miss Besselman, are you there?
Yes.
Can you turn your video on, please?
I'm not real good at this, sorry.
Bottom left-hand corner, if you have a touch screen, if you run your finger, there should be a camera.
Got it.
All right, there you go. All right, Ms. Besselman, Ms. Jordan, Ms. Moore, could I get you to raise your right hands, please? Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause should be the truth so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Berlinger.
Your Honor, I call Miss Jordan. Would you state your name for the court?
Mary Jordan,
And what is your relationship to the decedent, Joe Moore?
his brother married my daughter back in 1980.
Okay. And do you know if Mr. Joe was ever married?
To my knowledge, not.
Okay. And did he have any children?
No.
And is it true that his mother and father died approximately 10 years ago?
Yes.
And he's survived by two brothers, is that
Yes.
correct?
That's right.
Okay. And were there any other persons that lived in this house that would have a reason to believe they were adopted by him?
No,
Any relationships that produced children outside of marriage?
no,
Okay. Do you know if he had a will?
not that my knowledge, but I don't know.
Were you involved in looking for the will?
No,
Okay. And are you interested in this estate? Meaning, is anyone offering you money for your testimony today?
no,
Okay. And so tell me about his siblings. Is it true he has two adult siblings?
yes,
And one is actually his twin, is that correct?
that's right.
And what is his name?
Steve,
Steve Moore?
mhm,
And then who's his other sibling?
Ken, my son-in-law, Ken,
And how long has he been your son-in-law, ma'am?
over 40 years.
Okay, so you've known the family quite some time.
Yes,
Okay, pass the witness.
No questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Go right ahead, Mr. Berlinger.
Your Honor, I call Cindy Besselman.
Yes,
State your name for the court.
Cindy Besselman,
And you heard the questions that I asked the other witnesses.
correct.
Would your answers be the same?
Yes,
Okay, you're not being offered any money for your testimony, correct?
no,
And how long did you know the decedent?
since 1980, when my sister got married.
Okay, pass
to
the
his
witness.
brother.
No questions, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's the disinterested witnesses. They did prepare statements. I have corrected them. The ones I had filed, I had listed that he resided in Beaumont. He actually resided in Port Arthur, but I have fixed that statement of fact. And I am ready to proceed with the prove up of the independent administration.
Please do.
I'm sorry.
Please go forward with your
Oh.
questions of Ms. Moore.
Okay, Your Honor. I call Judy Moore. Would you state your name for the court?
Judy Moore?
And is it true that Joe Eugene Moore died on September 26, 2022 in Beaumont, Jefferson County, Texas, at the age of 75?
Yes.
And 4 years haven't elapsed since his date of death, correct?
I'm sorry.
It hasn't been 4 years since his date of death?
No.
Okay. And he was domiciled and had a fixed place of residence in Jefferson County?
Yes,
Okay. And as far as you know, he died without a will, is that correct?
correct.
Okay. And there is a necessity for the administration of his estate?
Yes.
Okay. And was he ever married
No,
and therefore never divorced, correct?
correct.
Okay. And the heirs to the estate agrees that as to the advisability of you serving as the independent administrator, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And is there any reason you'd be disqualified by law from serving as independent administrator?
No.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, so what you're gonna do is, Ms. Moore, you have a document called proof of death and other facts and oath of independent executrix. You're gonna sign those before a notary public and get those back to Mr. Berlinger so that he can e-file those with the court. Likewise, Ms. Besselman and Ms. Jordan, you have statements of disinterested witnesses that you will sign before a notary and get back to him. Once he e-files those, then I will sign the order allowing administration of the estate and authorizing letters to be issued to you, Ms. Moore. And Mr. Berlinger will guide you through the process, but make sure you cooperate with him because once I sign the order, you'll have 90 days within which to file an inventory appraisement and list of claims with the court, and he cannot put that together without your assistance. So otherwise, I hope everything goes well. And Mr. Berlinger, if you need anything, just feel free to contact me.
I appreciate it, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dishman.
Thank you, Judge.